You ever heard someone say, "Don't worry, we've got you covered"? Sounds nice, right? But sometimes when people say they're helping you, what they really mean is, "We're making sure you never help yourself again." Let me explain. I want to tell you about a man named Malik. Grew up in the heart of Detroit. Smart kid, creative, hustler at heart. At 19, he started fixing phones from his bedroom. iPhones, Samsungs, tablets, you name it. A year later, he had a kiosk in the mall. 2 years after that, his own storefront. But then came the flood of support. Local grants, subsidies, a city initiative to help small businesses by controlling prices and standardizing operations. Sounds amazing, right? But here's what really happened. Malik lost control of his shop. Couldn't choose his own suppliers. Couldn't hire who he wanted. Couldn't even charge what the service was worth. Eventually, the regulations got so thick, he closed down. And you want to hear the punchline? The same organization that gave him the grant bought his space to turn it into a community job center. Let me be clear, I'm not against helping people. I'm against making people helpless. We've built a culture that confuses protection with possession, where help comes with strings. And the more you rely on it, the more those strings become chains. This happens not just in government, it happens in relationships, in companies, in schools. The message is, you need us more than we need you. But I want you to hear me loud and clear. That's a lie. Let me tell you about Sophia. Sophia grew up in a small town in the Philippines. She applied to a global aid program that promised to provide laptops and training for underprivileged girls. Great on paper, but instead of teaching her how to build something, they gave her a script to follow. Instead of opening doors, they handed her limitations dressed as curriculum. And when she tried to build her own version of an e-commerce store using what she'd learned, they pulled her from the program for noncompliance. You know what she did? She built her store anyway, sold handmade crafts from her community, shipping them globally from a solar-powered hut. She's now teaching 17 other girls in her village how to run a business. That is what real empowerment looks like. See, systems love to create dependency because dependent people don't ask questions. They follow the plan. They obey. They stay in line. But you weren't made to follow lines. You were made to draw your own. That's why I believe in ownership, in sovereignty, in teaching people how to build, not beg. In fact, if you look at the most innovative, resilient communities in the world, they're not the ones who got the most help. They're the ones who learned how to help themselves. Let's get real for a second. Do you know what happens when people are robbed of agency? They stop taking risks. They stop dreaming. They become spectators in their own lives. I see this all the time in the business world too. People ask me, how do I buy a business? And I tell them, stop waiting for the perfect listing. Stop hoping someone's going to hand it to you. The best businesses, they're the ones nobody's selling. You just have to knock on the door and make the deal. The best opportunities don't come gift-wrapped. They come with obstacles, confusion, rejection, and fear. And that's the good part, because once you learn how to stand on your own 2 feet, no one can take that away from you. Listen, if someone offers you help, awesome. Be grateful. But if they offer it in exchange for your freedom, your choices, your fire, walk away. You weren't built to be managed. You were built to lead. And if no one taught you how to lead, how to build, how to own your power well, maybe that's your next chapter. Stop waiting for permission. Start building your independence like your life depends on it, because someday it just might. I hope you had a beautiful time watching this video. If you did, click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos.